Hi, I'm Anne. So when I joined Wealth Builders, I wasn't long divorced and was making quite momentous financial decisions on my own. I found that really quite daunting. People who know me would probably be surprised by that. They'd see me as strong and independent, but having no one to talk to and being left with no one to talk to was really quite daunting, and I was quite scared. I was scared of making mistakes. I was conscious of a never-ending gnawing anxiety around would I be okay, particularly now that I was heading towards so-called retirement years. I'd bought the family home from my ex-husband and now had a mortgage, not a large one, but it completely freaked my head. I was also, and I am still self-employed, making enough, but not enough to cover the mortgage. And I was petrified to spend anything. I'd already squeezed the juice and couldn't see any ways to reduce it further without really impacting the quality of my life. I had a nice house, I had some savings, I had a good pension. But when I looked it all up, it just didn't add up. There was a gap and time was running out. So whilst I didn't have a big lavish dream, other than I would have liked more holidays, the only thing I could focus on was that I wouldn't be able to do anything in my so-called retirement years. So FFU I'd been at several times, but the crunch time came because the pension was looming and I was so nervous about what to do. One option was to cash it in and manage it myself, but the prospect of that just sent me freaking again. So I thought I could use the lump sum to invest in property, and so I signed up. And I can tell you that wasn't easy. One of my squeeze the juice things before was spending too much on programs. But my mum had just shared out her life savings between the siblings, and with her share I basically invested in Wealth Builders. Do you know, I couldn't really tell you that I could see that it was going to give me value. I just knew that it would feel that I would be back in control and I would have help making decisions. So, what did I do along the way? Well, I just started step by step making decisions and putting things into action. The first one was to put rooms in my house on Airbnb. The house was big and the kids were gone, and this has actually covered the mortgage and I have £2,000 to spare. I basically confirmed my decision to keep the pension rather than cashing it in and investing it my own. This was really, really key. I didn't feel at that time confident enough to take control of that money. So doing this gave me security. It meant I had a basic level of income for the rest of my life. But at the same time, I took the maximum cash from the pension and resolved to make good investment choices. I then finalised getting planning permission for the barn that's attached to the house. That increased my net worth by £100 just on its own. I'd already set up some basic trackers, just a few, and there weren't too many. And I set about, following Anne's advice, setting up a balanced portfolio, researching all the ETFs I needed for that. And then ultimately I sacked my financial advisor and have moved my TV dinner into my own SIP, which I'm now managing. I also put a large proportion of my pension lump sum into ISAs and the SIP. It took a while to do that over time and to get it all balanced, but now I have regular investing set up, including for crypto, which I had let drop by the wayside, so that has been reinstated as well. Currently, since January, my net worth, been tracking it really carefully, has increased by 31%. Ta-da! I'm now financially free, and I'm very, very close, would you believe, to my absolute abundance figure, something I never actually thought was going to be possible. And that is even taking into account money that I have earmarked to buy a new mobile home, which is part of my dream and an essential part of my juicy life. Not only that, but I've had my eyes opened on how to set higher targets for my absolute abundance figures. In converting the barn, I can move out of my house, I can move into the barn, move out of my house, and I can increase my net worth even further. And I'm putting my mind to leverage the money I do have, that I'm going to purchase an apartment. My net worth will have increased by 52% since January. You can probably tell I'm really, really pleased with myself. Instead of feeling nervous and anxious, I'm actually excited. I now have so much more confidence and clarity. My biggest thing I want to say, Anne, is I'm a believer. I'm now a believer. And I honestly can't tell you how nice it is to see an extra wad of money going into your SIP as if by magic. It's like free money. It's great. So the other big difference for me is I'm able to buy my mobile. I really didn't believe that was going to be possible. I spent a lot of time worrying about that. I'm able to plan to have the holidays I've always wanted to do. I've had 4 holidays this year in France, Croatia, Tenerife and Ireland. 1 in Spain planned in October and 1 in Turkey in November. I think the biggest thing that's happened to me, and the most surprising thing rather, is that I am working less and earning more. Go figure. This year has been my best financial year ever. In this quarter of this year, I've already made what I did in the previous year, and I've set for another good year, maybe even better. The bottom line is things are coming into my inbox and I'm getting referrals and I'm not sweating about it. What comes will come. I know I'm going to be okay. And it's the knowing I'm going to be okay is the biggest thing that I've gotten from this programme. I can really, really live and I can be free. And for that, I am forever grateful. Thank you so much.